In a previous video, what I had done was I had taken a triangular wedge and I had shown that as this condenses to a single point, the pressure on all of its faces are the same. And I had also shown that the change in pressure is only going to be dependent on the height, where the height is how far down or up it is in the fluid. So as you go down in a fluid, your pressure is going to increase. This is going to be a very similar type of video, except instead of using a triangular wedge, what I'm going to be doing is using this differential element you see here. So I've drawn this cube. It's a differential element, which means it's very small. And there are a couple of distances I do want to define. So this distance that is in this direction right here is going to be my dy. It's whatever the change is in that y direction. Anything that's going up like this is going to be dz. And anything that's going in this direction right here is going to be dx. Now, in this video, I'm only going to do a force balance in the y in the z direction. The x direction is very similar to the y direction, and you can follow the steps I do in the y direction to drive the x direction. But I'm going to start with the y direction. So what I need is I'm going to need pressure acting inward on this element, and we're just going to say this is some pressure y. Now on the other side right here, so that pressure is acting on this face right there. Now on the other side, I also have a pressure that acts inward, and this pressure is going to be whatever that pressure at y is, plus some rate of change of the pressure, so some partial pressure y over this partial y. And it's going to be multiplied by this distance dy right here. Now, if I sum my forces in this y direction, I do need to be careful. First of all, I need to remember that my pressure is a force over an area. And when I'm summing my forces, this is what I'm summing. So whenever I have a pressure, I'm going to have to say for a force, it's going to be pressure times the area that it acts on. So for this y direction, I'm going to have this pressure of y, and it acts on, like I said, this face right here. This area of that face is going to be this length right here, which is dx, and it's going to be this length right here, which is dy. So I'm going to have, all right, py times dx dz. All right, dx dz. I may have misspoke and said dy earlier, but dx dz. And then that's in the positive direction, then minus this term. So minus py plus this partial of pressure times the area that it's on, which is dx dz. And that's equal to 0. All right, now being careful, in this case, I'll do everything out. I'll have py dx dz minus py dx dz minus this change in pressure in the y over dy, partial y dy, dx dz. And that's equal to 0. So what you can see right away, these pressures are just going to cancel out. And this length is going to cancel out with that length. And I'm going to have minus this partial of pressure in the y. Dx dz is equal to 0. Dx dz can get divided out. And what I get is that any change of pressure I have in this y direction is equal to 0. So there is no change of y in the, there's no change in pressure in this y direction. I really also could multiply by a -1. So I really get that there's no change in pressure in what I'm calling my y direction. And we were expecting that because we saw that my pressure only changes in the vertical direction. I can do this exact same procedure with the x direction, and what I'll get is that the pressure, the partial pressure in the x is also equal to 0. So now I want to do it in the z direction. Now in the z direction, we have something else that's happening. So in the z direction, we also have a weight, and that weight is acting downward. Now let me just draw that a little bit better. It's acting right in the middle of this differential. And I'm also going to have pressures, right? I'm going to have a pressure acting, I guess, if I draw it right in the middle, right here, this is going to be some pressure in the z direction. And then going down, I'm also going to have a pressure in the z direction plus some change in pressure in the z direction over this delta z, dz, times dz. Now, in this case, I don't have a partial anymore. Since I did the x and the y first, I've learned that the pressure is not changing with x and y. So the only thing it could be changing with is z. So I can just take a regular derivative and not a partial. But let's sum my forces, because now in my forces, I also have my weight term. So I'm going to have the sum of my forces in my z direction is equal to 0. I'll say that this way is positive. I know I didn't notate it on the force and the y, but I'll have p, z. I'll write my z's like that, just so I don't get them confused with 2's. So pz times dy dx, and then I'll have minus pz plus dpz over dz times dz, and that's over dx dy. And I also have a minus w, and that's equal to 0. Now, what is my w term? Well, w is going to be equal to density times gravity times whatever my volume is. So my volume of this differential is going to be dx dy dz. So that's what my weight's going to be equal to. Alternatively, that could be my specific weight times dx dy dz. So when we put everything together, let me put in my weight right here. Rho g dx dy dz. Yep, I think I have room for that. Okay, and that's equal to 0. Now, we can do the same expansion right here where we have pz dx dy, but we can, from when we did that out with the fy, we know that this term and this term, they're going to cancel. So what's going to happen here, I'll have dpz dx dy, right? These two terms canceled. And then I'm going to have minus rho g dx dy dz. And that's equal to 0. Okay? Well, dx dy, dx dy, they're going to cancel out. And finally, what I'm left with is this change in pressure in this z direction is going to be equal to rho times g times dz. I bring that to the other side of the equation. And I have a negative term that I lost. So a negative term. I can rearrange this for this change in pressure, and I'm going to drop the z right now. So this change in pressure is equal to minus, well, like we said, rho times gravity, density times gravity is my specific weight. So I can have my specific weight times dz. And this is the important differential equation that we have that will tell us how our pressure is going to change when we go up or down in a fluid. In my next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand this out for a compressible and an incompressible fluid, and we're going to get expressions for both.